Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. It's Wendy here from Little Nest Crafts. Thank you for joining me this evening. And this video is another video in the series of 100 Days of Junk Journaling Ideas by Rachel and Bella Crafts. We are currently in weeks, just beginning weeks 9 and 10. And this video is going to be shown in week 12 because my slot for Little Nest Crafts is on the 20th of May, which will be week 12 of the collaboration. Currently, we're using Echoes of Nature digital kit, which is the second kit that's been brought out by Rachel and Bella for this series of videos. And as you know, the ones that have been following me regularly, I'm doing a tall journal using the papers from the kit, and it's coming along nicely here. I've got to do the cover of it yet, but I still need to fill it up with some lovely projects. So, you know, that's a work in progress. But Rachel informs us that this Echoes of Nature kit, we're going to stop using that, and she's bringing out another kit at the end of this week. So I'm really excited because she gave us a sneak preview, and it's another beautiful kit. So I'm looking forward to getting started and doing some work with that one. Now, my topic for week 12 is interactive elements for journals. And for those of you who don't know, there's loads and loads and loads of different things that make journals more interesting by being interactive. So what I've actually done for people who are new and perhaps aren't familiar with junk journaling, I've made a printing sheet. I've put which I'll put in my coffee shop. It's a freebie, and it gives you a list of 20, I think it's roughly 20, either 19 or 20 elements that you can put in your journals that'll give you something interactive to make your journals a little bit more interesting, you know, rather than just have writing pages. So I'll quickly run through some of these, and then I'll show you a few examples from some of the journals that I've made, because obviously I'm not going to sit here in this video and make 20 things, you know, using this these little prompts here. But this is something that you can print out and put in your journal, you know, just as a memory jogger to make you think, oh yeah, maybe I could make something off this list. So to start with, we've got pockets, and these can be made from recycled paper, book pages, or old envelopes. You can make pockets out of vellum or lace. You can use paper bags to make pockets, or glassine bags, or even tea bags. So the list is absolutely endless, you know, to make some pockets with. And to give you a few examples here, I'll have a look through one of these journals, and I suppose these are classed as a kind of pocket. These are more of what we call a tuck spot, because you're not gluing down all the four sides. So let me just flip through here. So you've got a side pocket here, and what we've done is we've glued 2 pages together, and it's allowed me to put in one of my lovely French checks in this side pocket, and it fills the whole sheet on this particular page. And let's have a look, see what else we've got. I've used an envelope here to make another flip out pocket. So this is classed as a fold out. So it hits 2 of the prompts. You've got a fold out, which are page extensions, and they're attached with either glue or staples or even washi tape. And what I've done is I've glued the back of this envelope onto the page here and made a tuck spot or another pocket to pop this card in, if you can see that there. And so this is another interactive element for your journal. And we've also got another little pocket here, and I'll just get a little card to show you. You've got a little pocket there, and I might put that in just to remind me to put something in there. So that's another little secret pocket there, if you like. So that's, you know, another form of interactive page, and I've got to make something to go in there as well. And then the third prompt on here is called a tip-in. Now, it's not a page extension like this pocket here, but it's a small element that you can use and glue it to a page using, you know, washi tape. So how can I show you a little tip in? So if I wanted to put this little picture on my page, I could stick it down here with a bit of washi tape on that side and a bit of washi tape on this side to hold it to the page, and then that would be classed as a tip-in, because it gives you, you know, if you say, like, if you wanted to remember a date that you, maybe you've been to a concert and you've seen this you know, piece of music being played up on the stage, and you wanted to remember the day and the date that you went to this concert, you can write all your details here and flip it to the, you know, stick it to your page, and that would be classed as a little tip in there. So it's not a page extension like this pocket, like that, where you're extending your page and giving you more room for either writing space or otherwise, but you're adding a little extra information spot. So they're called tip-ins. You can have them, say, if you've got let me use another example, see if I can find an image on one of these collage sheets. So say there you've got a notebook sheet there, you could actually print this page twice and cut that out, glue it on the top so that you can lift, it makes you like a secret writing spot, but the piece that you've added on is, you know, classed as a tip-in. So that's another example, as well as being an example for a secret writing spot. So number 4 on the list, you've got flips, which can be made of material or lace, and this is an example of a flip. And so what I've done here is I've used some beautiful lace, and just to hide the script on that page there, and to hide my little fabric swatch behind there. And then another thing that you can do to make your pages a bit more interactive is by using texture. So you can use embossed paper, you know, or textured paper, like papers with seeds in, or you know, I'm trying to think of other, you know, handmade papers that have got more of a texture to them. So that makes your journal a little bit more interactive, because it gives you the paper of different feels, you know, different of a sensory nature. You know, it makes your journals a bit more tactile. You can use fabrics as well, you know, like using this lace here. It makes your journal a little bit more you know, tactile, and a little bit more interesting and less run of the mill. You can add material ruffles down the edge of pages, and or add lace trims down the edge of your pages. You know, so that makes it more texturized as well. And yeah, this, you know, it just gives your journal a little bit more interest. Envelopes can be attached to a page as well, which we've got in here. That's an envelope there. It's one of the DL size envelopes, and I've covered it with collage paper and dressed it up a little bit with fussy cuts and this extra pocket here with a photo. And the other side, you know, I've used some more little labels and fussy cuts on the other side. Envelopes can be attached to the page, or they can be floating. And what we mean by floating is you just attach it to your page so that it can be removed. So let me show you an example of that. We'll pop that one to the side, and I think I've got, there's a little envelope there. Now at the moment this envelope's plain. You know, I haven't dressed the front of it or anything, but it's on my list of to-dos, and all I've done is used a paper clip to attach it to my page so that I can, you know, remove it. Another way you can do it is by gluing your envelopes to the page and making them tuck spots, so that you can, if you glued it around those three edges, you can use that as a side tuck, or you can use it as a, you know, to put some more tags and things in the top. So that makes your journal interactive as well, because you can lift up the lid, and you can also use the space inside your envelope as well as either the side or the bottom. Or if you glued it round those sides, you could have an up tuck, so or have a side pocket this way. So the choice is absolutely, you know, absolutely yours. And I'm just going to pop that on there for a second. So that's another way of using an envelope. Then you've got tags and tabs. Now, I haven't got much in the way of tags or tabs at the moment in here, but the most famous one, tab, is you know, the whale tail tabs. But you can also use tabs made of material or paper. So I'll just get one of my other journals and I'll see if I can give you another example. Now this is a journal I made using a kit from Angela Kerr's, one of Angela Kerr's kits. Absolutely beautiful, and we're looking forward to seeing Angela in June, because she's coming to Rachel and Bella's craft retreat. And so this is one of the journals that I made using her kit. So you tags and tabs. Let me just have a look, see if I can find any tags and tabs. Let's have a look. So here on this journaling card here, on the side edge, you've got a tab there, and it's machined round and it's sandwiched on the back there, look, and it's just holding some ribbon, so that makes it more decorative. So you've got a texturized piece here, and you've got something to hold onto your card as you slide it in and out the pocket, so it makes things a little bit easier. And I'm not sure whether I'd have any more material ones, but instead of using the card here, you can use some fabric and fold it over on the top and machine it in just the same. So both of those have got tabs there, and there's a flip look with some lace, and I'm just trying to think if I've got another example of some tabs. There's a floating envelope there, and here's a ruffle, which is another of the things on the list here, using ruffles. Now these can either be made of fabric or lace. I've made paper ruffles here and machined the strip on there, so that makes it more texturized. You know, just gives it a bit of added interest on the pockets there. And this is an example of a pocket, and it's got lace at the bottom, like a lace trim. So you've got a little pocket there, and that's just made with paper. You can make them with book page, and which is what I've done on here. I've made this pocket with book page and covered it with some of the papers from the kit. And yeah, so what else have we got here? We've hidden doors and envelopes. Now I'm not sure whether I've got any hidden doors. Sorry, hidden doors or windows. Now here's a window. Now that's an open window because you can actually see it. But if you had what they call a gatefold card, which I'm not sure if there is any. I've got an example of a gatefold in here. There's another window there with a tab on a card there, look. But they're open windows. Now what I mean by a gatefold is where let's see if I can find one. Because this journal I did use to make lots of examples of different projects. Was that one? No, that's a flip out. And then you've got hidden pockets here. So another example, little side pockets there, where you've got a pocket in the top here, and they've all seized up because it's a while since I've opened up this, so it wants a ruler or something going down inside the pocket just to unstick. Oh, no wonder I'm trying to pull it out the wrong pocket. There we go. Let's have a look. There we go. So yeah, lovely interactive things there. And another, just going off track, I'll come back to the hidden windows. You've got belly bands. So you've got an interactive piece there, and that's just a straightforward strip of card to make this belly band so that the cards sit behind it. But you can actually alter these where you can put pockets in the side of it. You can have hidden writing spots in it so that it opens out and gives you, you know, an extra place to write little things in, little notes. Other interactive elements are hidden paper clips. So here we've made a little paper clip out of circles, and it goes over the page, so it's decorative on both sides of the element there. And let me just see if I can pop it back on. There we go. There we are. Let me just make sure it's not affecting anything on the other side, which it is. There we go. Now then, I'm just trying to see if I've got any windows, but no. But here's another element here by adding little notebooks. So you've got a belly band here, you've got a ruffle. We're also using lace flowers and adding ribbon onto paper clips as well, so that all adds interest, and making lovely little notebooks out of scraps of paper. There's a paper ruffle on there, and we've got a flip out, and this one flips out, but it also, if I can open it, flips out again. So you've got a double flip out there, and you've also got a hidden window there with a little bird peeping out, with lace on the trim of the pockets. Let's have a look. There we go. Here we've got a side pocket with some tags in, and we've got another pocket under here as well with some cards in, and they've got tabs on the cards to make it easier to lift out. Here's another flip out again with a pocket. Oh, I haven't put any ribbon in there. I have to do that before I put it away. And this is an over the page. This is an over the page envelope. So you've got a belly band, you've got pockets with the tags, you've got a window on the back with a tag that goes inside, and it fits over the edge of your journaling page and allows you then to write on the page underneath, and it looks beautiful. Another pocket here, and then you've got extra things as well. It gives you spaces to put in memorabilia. You've got coffee dye pages here, so you've got extra texture. And here we've decorated the edges with some die cuts and fussy cuts, so that adds texture as well, and is more pleasing to the eye by adding a boost of colour. Here we've used scraps of paper, so we've just torn some leftover pages and layered them on top of one another in a collage effect with some die cuts in and some fussy cuts, and that's made a little pocket on the side there. And we've added a couple of journaling cards. One of them's got a tab and one of them hasn't. So, and by altering how you lay them as well, you know, adds added interest. There's another flip out there, and you've got long tags, so making your tags and your elements different sizes as well gives added interest. Here you've got an envelope that's got a pocket here, it's got a pocket there, so it's got like treble pockets, and you've got a pocket in the back there, and you could also have a side tuck, but I've actually glued this one right down to the whole of the page. And then we've used book page, our lovely Edith Holden book page. And there's another flip out there, so there's lots of flip outs in here. And we've got a mahoosive card, and you've got a window there as well, which shows off the flowers behind. So I'm just going to pop this one to one side because I'm trying to find one with a window for you, and I'm sure I must have one in here somewhere. So let's have a look and see what we've got. Hidden doors and windows we'll come back to. Secret writing spots we've shown. Photos and memorabilia tickets that remind you of memorable moments. So, you know, they're sorts of things that you can add in your pockets. You can add buttons, put eyelets. Here's another little tab that we've just layered on the front to give the front some interest, and layered it with lace so you can build up your layers. So let me just have a look quickly. Another thing you can do as well when you're making pockets and things is use vellum. So it gives you like a peekaboo effect, so which adds interest. So you can see that it's a little pocket that we made with book page, and we've just collaged some paper around the edge and used some florals, and the vellum allows you to see the book page behind. And we've just added a lovely card into the pocket there. What else have we got? Here's another little notebook that's hiding. Little hidden writing spot there. Some more tags. Here's another writing spot, and you've got a belly band just with some little tickets in, look, little sentiments, and you've got a middle pocket there with some things tucked in. You are seeing this here, yeah. And then we've got some florals tucked in, so by adding some fussy cuts and things, so you can add extras to your journal at a later date using book page. Adding charms to your centre threads adds interest as well, because you can tie them in with the theme of your journal. Adding scraps of material to things as well, and fabric flowers. There's another tip out there, or should I say a flip out, with some hidden writing spots. I do love using envelopes for pockets. That one's just tucked on. Now this one is a folio, so we've got a hidden paper clip there, and we've used some trim and some paper ruffles, and then inside here it opens out, and this is what I mean by a gatefold. So you've got three, so it's like a you know, that this bit opens up. In actual fact, this bit doesn't open up because it's a pocket, and it's been made with a letter, so you've got an accordion type letter there, and we've made a book page little pocket there as well inside, and I love that with the broderie and glaze. So that can go in here. There we go. So that closes nicely. and it tucks on your page there. That's it. Oops. There we go. Now then, what we got here, this one undoes, so you've got a great big flip out on this one, and if I zoom out, oops, you can actually see this one. You've got secret window there, and you've got pockets there full of bits and bobs, and you've got a belly band on this one. You've got a pocket on this one with a tag, and that folds over. You've got a pocket on the front. There we go. And then you've got a pocket here, which I won't pull it out. And then to hold it all together, to stop it opening, we've put in some ribbon, a ribbon closure on there, with a belly band on there, and it's a double belly band, this one, so you've got a belly band under here, and then you've got a belly band here with your envelope in. Oops. And then here you've got a secret pocket. You know how I said in your belly bands that you can have a double layer, and you can put your belly band tag inside its own little pocket there. More layers, another flip out, and you've got a different pocket here where you've used the envelope itself and glued down the middle here, so it gives you a pocket there and a pocket here. And then here we've got the use of die cuts, so you can put in some elements, you know, for those of you who've got plenty of dies, you can introduce them to your journals as well. And we've got another pocket here, and then I've used some scraps to make like a little fence, and use some flowers on there. And we've got the centre piece now here, so you've got, this is a treble pocket, so you've got a pocket there, a pocket in the middle, pocket in the side, and they've got pockets on the front, so it's quite a multifaceted pocket. Here's another flip out, and we've used a window, so we've cut out a circle out of this envelope, and then put something nice inside it, and then made it into a pocket, and used butterflies and things to layer it up. And then it flips open, and you've got, let's have a look, you've got there, and there pocket, so you've got 3 pockets there, and then the fold down part of the envelope is what we attach it to the page with, and then that closes like that. There's another one of those folios that I've made, the accordion folio. I'm just flicking through quickly just to see if I've made a gatefold. So we've got a pocket on the front there. Here we've used texture by embossing some card. Made a little tuck spot with the envelope flap. And we've used some more book page. Here we've used a policy envelope. So you've got, you know, string closures, so that makes it interactive. And you can then open up the flap and take your card out. So there we go. I really like making those. This one's got a window in, and then because we've glued it on 3 sides, we've got a side tuck as well. More pockets here. Just a simple little pocket there, and we've got another of these double belly bands, and it's got the secret writing spot there in its own little pocket in the belly band. That's the second layer, and then you've also got the third layer here, which I haven't put anything in actually on here. I'll have to find a nice document to pop in it. Just make sure that the lace is lying nice and flat. What we got here, another flip out with a top pocket there, middle pocket here, and a smaller pocket at the front, so you've got like a staggered waterfall effect on there. 2 little simple pockets, and then another notebook at the back with a lovely lace lace pocket there. So I still haven't found you a gatefold, so I'm going to put you on pause while I have a quick browse. Right, everybody, here's another journal I've made, and I think there might be some gatefolds in here. As you can see, envelopes are my thing. I just love doing them. Folios, flip out envelopes, document pockets, little beaded dingly dangles on the end of paper clips. That's another interactive thing there. Use of doilies to give texture. Here's another paper clip there, hidden paper clip, which is a bigger one, and you can put words and things on. Another flip out there. Extra writing space, little window there, another flip out with a tag. Oh, here's another, it's some origami, so you can use to make a little pocket lot to store things with and put some labels in. So it's a little origami pocket. So I hope that, you know, it's giving you some ideas to make some interactive pieces for your journals. There's a flip up there with an up tuck there. And you've got a side pocket there as well. And then I've used faux pearls on the butterflies, so that gives you a different texture. Now here I've done layered roses, so I've done some decoupage and made the roses more textural. And then here's one of my fabric flips where I've used a rub-on flower on some old bed sheet and frayed it and put a sentiment on. And that could also be classed as a tip-in there. More pockets, envelopes, some more elements here for my threads. And here I've used Velcro as a fastener to keep it closed, so you've got 2 tags in the sides here, and you've got more tags in the pockets and in here, and then a Velcro fastener to close it, and a tag in the back there. There we go. Aha! So here, this is another interactive element. It's a gatefold, but it's made to look like a corset. So basically it's just 2 pieces of card glued to your page with 6 eyelets, and then it gives you a pocket to hide your letters and things in. So that's one example of a gatefold. And any more? No, that's it for that journal. Another notebook in the back there. Here's another one, and I think there is a gatefold in here somewhere. That's a tip up with lots of pockets in the back and an up tuck. Another element as well is to make your pages different sizes, so you can use smaller pages, shorter pages, and here I've made a little booklet that opens up there. Oh, I'll have to fasten that. I'll have to poke it through with a pokey tool because it's really small. Here, you know, putting 2 tags on the side, flippy flappy pockets. This one's got a pocket on the front there with tags in, and then you've got the side openings there, and that's made with documents. Aha, there we go. Here's another little gatefold, and it'll hold your little documents in. Let's open that, look. There we go. And then in the middle you've got a little pocket there holding some bits and bobs, and you've got a pocket at the back, and it's just holds everything in place and gives you something nice to look at, a bit different. Just seeing if there's anything else that we've not covered. We've covered secret writing spots, hidden doors, and windows where you've got doors on those pockets. Here we've got a hidden door, look, with just a bit of Velcro in the corner, to hold our bits and bobs in place. Let's have a look. More pockets. Another notebook there. Some more windows. So that's it with that one. This is another Angela Kerr's sunflower journal. This is my boho journal, and this was made using mostly Rachel's boho kit, and I'm almost sure there is some hidden doors in here because there's lots of pictures of doors. There's another origami envelope there. See, these are one of the doors. Now, this is from another kit. I did use a mixture of kits, but mostly Rachel's boho papers were made in here. Let's have a look. I put in some little mini doors. There we go. So on this picture here, I don't know whether you can see that. If I scroll in a bit. Here it opens up and I've put a picture behind, but you can put a message behind there. And there are some more examples. And there's lots of lace. See, there's a big door. You could do the same. So basically all you do is you cut the door out. Not the sides, just along the top, along the bottom and down the middle. But then you'd need to layer it on another piece of paper so that you've got something to see behind it. And I did more of, there are more in this journal. And here we've used lots of textural fabrics and tags and jewels. That's a door there. This is another thing that we've not mentioned. It's a waterfall effect. So you've got pieces that flip down. Oops, they stuck together. So you've got a waterfall. You can write on the back of there. And here on this little tag, oops, a daisy. That's been Mod Podge. That's why it's stuck. So here on this little tag here, I've put a sentiment behind the tag. And that slots in there. And then this is all held up with that. So another super element. Another window there, but it's not an interactive window. Some lovely pockets. I thought I'd put some more in actually. Then there is in here. Must be just because I've used the cards. There we go. So there we are. There's another one. So behind this one, I've put in a lady behind there. So that's it for the description of, you know, giving you some ideas. And as I say, I'll put this list in my KoFi shop. Here's another window, the final window. And it's got a little thing there to keep the window closed. So we'll just have to be a bit mindful how we open it. And then there's a lady behind there, look. And then that just slots behind there. So that's making it a secret window. Nothing else secret about those apart from the tag. And then, as I say, you can use all manner of trims and things on your journals. Like here, look, lots of beads. And you could add more interesting ephemera, you know, to make like a story in your book. And this is this lady's passport. She's going on her journey. So yes, that's all the information I can give you. I think we've covered everything. Mini notebooks, inserts. You can use playing cards, bookmarks, make writing boards. I haven't made a writing board for any of my journals yet, and all that is basically, it's a piece of extra thick card, and you cover it with your paper and you slot it into your journal so that when you're writing on a page, because these are curved, you know, they don't exactly lie flat, some of the journals, because they're full of ephemera. It's nice to have something to make your page flat for you to write on. You can also use other things to make your journals more interesting, and is texture paste and mixed media elements as well, you know, by using inks and sprays and you know, crayons, and you know, there's all manner of things out there to you know, make more art journals with. You know, the list is endless, and YouTube is great for that, for getting inspiration to make our journals more you know, interesting and interactive. Another thing we didn't mention is sliders and shakers. And shakers are where you trap beads or sequins in between two layers of card with a window, and you fill the pocket, as it were, and seal it so that your beads and sequins are trapped inside, and you can use them as like little shaker elements. And a slider, to show you a slider, so I've just got one little example of a slider, and it was created for a collaboration I was on with Suzanne over at Non-Stop Paper Crafts, and it was altered postcards, no, index cards, sorry, altered index cards for last year, and this was one of the projects I made. And this is your little slider element, and it's basically 2 pennies that are got some foam tape between the two, and then you stick your element on the top and make it a little track, so it runs through the track. But there's an even greater project that was done by Marie over at Crafty Landing, where she did a slider element in one of her journals, and it was absolutely fantastic, where she had her journal page. So say if this was the journal page, she made a track along the page with some card along the top and the bottom, and it was incorporated into the design, so it went with the design. And then she put a card in, imagine that this is a bit longer, and it slid inside the track that she'd made along the page and had something hiding underneath. So, you know, that's a brilliant idea, and much better than my little boat that when you shake it, it goes upside down and, you know, it sinks and all sorts. So I'm glad when I was sailing I wasn't travelling on a boat like, you know, I wasn't on a boat that was like this one. So that's it for this part of the video, where we're going through all the interactive elements for the journal. And in the next part, part 2, I will be making a couple of interactive elements to go in our tour journal here. So I do hope that you will join me for that. Sorry that it's been, you know, so long to go through all of these, but not everybody will be familiar with the terminology. And I mean, I was surprised at just how much interactive elements there are for a journal. And so do go over to my Ko-fi page. This is free for any of you who want it, and it's handy that you can slip it inside a journal or in your craft bag, just to remind you. It's just like a aid to memoir of what you can put in your journal if you need any inspiration. So I hope to see you in the next video, and until then, take care everybody, and I'll say bye for now. Bye.